Hello and welcome, Snake here. Welcome in another Hero Spotlight, and today I want to look closer into Empire Hero that is, in my opinion, quite underrated, and it's a Warrior Priest.
What do you require?
I say Warrior Priest is underrated because he did not get any buffs when Empire got reworked. So, in eyes of CA, he was well balanced. And I agree. But it would be nice to get some, like, one new ability or something that reduces upkeep or something. And literally anything. Because
Yes,
despite agreeing that it's really balanced well, I don't like all the talents that he has.
It is time.
So Warrior Priest can be recruited in Tier 2 Settlement, a Shrine of Sigmar. And you can build it in a Minor Settlement as well. So in Minor Settlement, and then upgrade on Tier 3, you upgrade capacity and recruit rank. There is plenty of landmarks above Warrior Priest. That's why I was able to recruit it immediately on level 23. Of course, it's a turn 100. But early on, you can definitely, and I will definitely, recommend getting Shrine of Sigmar early on to build up this building, recruit a hero, because you always start with capacity 1, and then demolish it. Especially that some of the abilities are useful.
Power within prayer.
So let's look into, the most important abilities, which is Hammer of Sigmar, which buffs for 25 seconds melee attack on plus 24. Range, all within range, so it's not like personal or limited. No, everyone within the range gets this buff. Cooldown is 60 seconds, duration 25. So it's almost half of the time active. Amazing buff. Really, really useful. In any kind of melee army, you should have at least 1 up to 2 priest warriors. Shield of Fate. It says for itself. It does 20% damage resistance for 25 seconds. Cooldown is 90 seconds, so it's 1/3 of a time. And the Soulfire, which is bombardment, which is not good versus armor, but definitely a magical damage that does, that is really good versus like demons, undead. And it's a big AoE area. Very useful, especially if you if you in a siege, you can also use it, because if you go under the gate, you can bombard anything that is on top of a gate. 90 seconds as well, duration 7 seconds. Very useful ability. You can clear a lot of units on the walls with it, so it's quite useful. Outside of that, he also have Frenzy, so his combat stats goes up. Spell resistance plus 10% on top of, and missile resistance. The missile resistance is on top of what he already has, so 15% plus 10, so it's 25%. He does not have a shield, which is a bummer, because having a shield would make him much, much better. But it's a support, not typical melee lord tank. It's a support, so he does have a combat potential, but also some abilities, like Runesmith, for instance. Compared to Runesmith, at least Warrior Priest have a horse, so his mount is a Barded Warhorse. Nothing to add, because that's the only mount he gets. His personal, melee tree, melee line, let's call it talents, are not the best in my opinion. Warrior Priest focus highly on leadership buffing. It was added in DLC with the vampire counts, so obviously they had fear, terror. You were going against horrors from crypts, so you needed buff your leadership of your men to stand your ground and fight. And unfortunately, since that he did not get improved, so not all of the abilities here are useful, in my opinion, especially now. So Safeguard, he gets +6 armor. I would kill for plus melee attack. Over Safeguard, I would just give +5 melee attack. Or word save +5%. Anything over the in armor. Because armor, it doesn't give much. Impassionate, melee defense +12, and it's only once. Doesn't have second one here. So it's not a lot, and that's the biggest weakness here. Plus melee attack, of course, very useful. Only +9. And now, leadership. Up to +9. Leadership aura size, +40%. Oh, you wanna hunt Mazda Mundi for the leadership aura size. The midline ability is quite nice because it gives you Fate's Bastion. It's damage resistance for 22 seconds, it's 20%, and cooldown is 60 seconds. So 1/3 of the time you have a personal, because it's a personal ability that gives you some damage resistance. In a clutch time, it's always great. Tenacity gives you more life, 15%, and again, character aura leadership effect +9. Fuck me, I would replace this one for melee defense. Another one, armor, +15. Hey, so you get 126 armor. Ooh. You get, in total, you get 21 armor extra. And because he have already 105, the next 20 doesn't give a shit. So, literally anything. Melee attack, melee defense, some kind of buff, debuff, literally anything. Over armor and aura leadership, I would just fish for anything, but of course, it is what it is, so we have that. Favor is a fervor is a weapon strength, and his final ability is a benediction, which gives you more leadership. Of course, it's meant to improve leadership of your units, especially the low tier. That's why I recommend recruiting Warrior Priest early on, because those leadership buffs are mostly usable and useful in the start of a campaign when you play with some shit units and you need leadership buffs. From his blue line, replenishment rate increase if you attach him to an army, stimulate growth, and this one is quite good, because one warrior priest gives you max up to 30 growth. Because you can build up a doom stack with warrior priest, there is like 16 warrior priests, lord of your choice, most likely Archlector, Jade, Wizard, and 2 captains. And I said 2 captains because they give Guardian, and you want to cover the other one with Guardian. So you would have Guardian spread across all of them.
So,
and what you do, you fight in a blob and bombard with Soulfire. They can cycle Shield of Fate, so they have pretty much all the time 20% damage resistance, and all the time they have +24 attack. Making them, way, way better. the Archlector has different naming of those abilities, so I think they could stack. That's why he's most likely the best one to go with. And if you have army like this, and you have like, how many I said? 16? Yes, 16 Archlectors, right? So let me count on calculator because, yeah, I said it's almost 500 and it's 480. So, if you have an army that provides you 480 growth per turn, wherever you go with that army, it will hyper-growth your province. So, you can hyper-growth with these quite fast. It's really fucking good. Highly recommend trying with that. If you have money to cover the building up immediately, this one is really good option to do some hyper growing. Damage building, one of the worst abilities in the game. Wound, useful, especially that his action of success is improved by 15% because of Volkmar the Grim. So once you have Volkmar the Grim like confederated or you play him, and you click his abilities, then you know, he gets very good with just wounding heroes. Where is my Volkmar? There you are. Yeah, so what he does is here. Plus 15% for warrior priests and witch hunters. Oh, local region. Oh, well, that sucks. Okay. I thought it's somewhere else, but nevertheless, if you're close to Volkmar, you definitely can do a lot. So, his agent action in general is quite good, of course, with all technologies, right? What else left? Hit the replenishment, another sometimes can be useful, especially if you go for against vampires, but and specialists. That's unfortunately it. He doesn't. That's the reason why I said he's underrated as well, because he did not get anything in the reworks, which is a shame because he definitely have a space for something extra. When it comes to traits, there are typical Empire traits like Noble, really good to have it. Not sure if there is a weapon master, but definitely is tough and strong, so these are very good fighter for fighting. But there is one that you always should look for as an Empire player, because discipline is rare for warrior priest. It happens, but it's not that common. So whenever I find discipline, I recruit it and save it immediately to you know, saved characters, because recruiting warrior priest on turn 3 with a discipline trait, it's amazing. It's amazing start of a campaign, because you can, you know, put him to your starting army, that +2 leadership, that +2 melee attack, plus his abilities in general are just so good, you want to have it. And because those abilities are so useful, I tend to put it in most of my armies where I have melee fighting. And to be honest, I think there is definitely 2 per army. Like, I would get rid of Ulrika from here and have a 2 warrior priests. Because I thought about it, and all cavalry armies should have a 2 warrior priests. Because I split them on 2, and I have like 2 groups of cavalry, so I don't play with one group and charge everywhere. No. And him buffing one of the group is so good. That melee attack and that damage resistance and ward save. It's very useful. Even the bombardment is useful because it doesn't hurt friendly units. So it can be always used. The downside is that he's only on a horse. But maybe it's not that big of a deal, since like runesmith have nothing, which bothers me often. So every melee cavalry army should have a warrior priest or 2. Depends how you play. They're useful, and I highly recommend using them, especially from the start of a campaign, because you can build up and recruit. So yeah. And I think that's it, because I don't see anything else, which is fine. It's very simple hero, but very useful, and I like heroes like that. There is a couple of useless heroes across the game, and Warrior Priest is definitely not one of them. I hope you like that. Subscribe if you like my stuff, if you check out what I do, but if you like what I do, definitely please help me out and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And if you have something to add, leave it down below. I always try to, reply to all comments. What do you think about Warrior Priest? Have you tried the army composition with them? Have you tried hypergrowth, provinces? Do you like massive bombardment? Maybe you disagree. Let me know in a comment. Meanwhile, thank you for watching if you lasted that long. Have a great day or night. Take care, and bye-bye.